This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now let's check in and see if CHARLEY-K1GZL is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Yes, Jim, beautiful. Yes, Jim, beautiful copy. You're running 10/9 direct from your location in southern Indiana up here to northern New Hampshire, where a good 80% of the leaves have gone off the trees here on the the 15th of October 2021, and I do have a recording I made this morning at 7 a.m. of a station in Australia near Canberra, the capital of Australia. If you, I'll play a little bit of it if you copy all right. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Charlie, we have some unfortunate soul tuning up on the frequency. Please, sir, do not tune up on an active frequency. Charlie, go ahead, sir.
On an active frequency. Charlie, go ahead, sir.
Okay, well, which SDR do you think is better for my signal? Go ahead.
Well, you go ahead and I'll find it.
Okay, K1GZL. I hear that carrier, but you're overriding it, and it's west-southwest of here. West-southwest of here, I can tell by switching. Okay, here is text down in Australia this morning at 7 a.m.
GZL, VK1TX, over.
Here we go.
Copy. You're about 10 dB over 9, but we've got static pressures here, almost 15 to 20 over. Oh, terrible. But all copy, absolutely Q5, Charlie. Yeah, Charlie South told me a little bit about your problem that you had, and that you were off the air for a while. We were wondering where you were, so I'm glad things are turning out for you there, Charlie. So thanks very much for calling in and saying hi there. Much appreciated, Charlie.
Okay, how did that come through, Jim? KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Charlie, just perfect. Absolutely no problems at all, sir. Roger, roger.
Problems at all, sir. Roger, roger.
Okay, well, that was 40 meters. I haven't been getting on early in the morning. Sometimes I oversleep at that time. Although he was coming in very, very well from the Canberra area. He has a two-element beam, I think 400 watts. Two-element beam, I think about 60 feet in the air. Okay, real fine. Other than that, not too much. May miss next week, unfortunately. May mix next week. But I'll be talking to Captain Mike tomorrow. Tuesday morning. I believe that is on the 19th of October. And I'll be talking to Captain Mike as he travels from Sacramento, California to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So I'll turn it back to you, Jim. I won't hold it any longer. I know there are many stations that would like to test out their rigs and so on, and it's always a pleasure making the QSO. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Before you go now, I did visit QRZ, and I did look up Ian's location over in Australia. He's got some beautiful pictures there. My understanding is that the whole tower rotates. Is that a Roger?
The whole tower rotates. Is that a Roger?
He's got two situations. I think he does have a rotatable tower. But the antenna that I had been working him on in the past on 40 meters was two rhombics, one on top of the other, and I believe the top one was 130 feet above the ground, and the lower one was about 70 feet. And that was aimed at New York City. It was aimed at New York, but I believe on 20 meters he has a rotatable tower. But I haven't been able to work Ian. He's had amplifier trouble, and also he's had a couple of antenna problems on 40 meters when I talked to him last on the phone. Back to you, Jim. KC9VKV, K1GZL, Clarksville, Northern New Hampshire.
Roger, Charlie. Well, I just thought it was amazing that he figured out a way to rotate the whole tower, you know. I mean, and that looked like a very tall tower. Do you have any idea how tall that tower is?
Tall tower. Do you have any idea how tall that tower is?
I don't know. It must be well over 130 feet. I'm not sure how high his tower is, the one for 20 meters, but he's got a number of towers, not just one or two, but quite a few that support that rhombic. The rhombic. I don't remember the length of wire in the rhombic, but he absolutely has an amazing setup. And 40 meters has been the band I have worked him on. However, I suspect as we come up in the sunspot cycle, the 11-year sunspot cycle, as we go through the next year or two, that 20 meters will improve greatly on the short path in the early morning. So we'll have to see if that all works off or sugars out, or whatever you want to say. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger. Okay, well, 73 up that way, Charlie. Appreciate your joining us as always, and hopefully you'll be able to join us next week. But if medical situations come up, feel free. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, Roger.
No, absolutely. You're 100% correct on that. Sometimes they have their schedules. The hospitals are very busy, and the COVID situation is still fairly dominant, especially up here in New Hampshire. It is not as good as it was. So I'll say 73, Jim, and thank you again for the usual good one, of course. KC9VKV, K1GZL, we are clear.
Roger, Charlie, 73. And just a reminder, this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, better known in some circles as Dr. VKV. And we are recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout, and we'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV, along with today's date, 10/15/21. And that will take you to this recording. Now, if you just do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that will take you to our Qso-Vlog page. And on that page, you'll be looking for, over 1,850 recorded Qso-Vlog programs. So, something for everybody. And, what it is about options. You can go through and peruse through those recordings and listen to different people's audio and say, hey, I like his, and I like mine better, or just whatever. The whole thing is options. So we'll be recording now live till 5, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.